And most importantly, who was he warning her about? Laura read the message over and over again, searching for hidden meaning. Had Michael known something dangerous before he disappeared? Was this a planned escape, a warning of foul play, or the ramblings of a man under unbearable stress? The possibilities clawed at her mind. The thought that Michael had anticipated something happening to him and Emily was more terrifying than the mystery itself. That night, Laura couldn't sleep. The journal sat on her bedside table, its presence like a ticking clock in her ear. She felt pulled toward Pier 14, as though Michael's final words were a thread tying her to the truth she had been denied for 7 long years. Whatever lay in that alley, Laura realized, could finally explain what had happened aboard that ship, or drag her deeper into a darkness she was never meant to uncover. The night Laura finally gathered the courage to visit Pier 14, the city seemed unnaturally quiet. Rain slicked the streets, neon signs flickered above shuttered bars, and the air smelled faintly of salt from the harbor. She wrapped her coat tighter around her, and walked toward the narrow alley Michael had written about in his journal. The further she went, the fewer people she saw. By the time she reached the mouth of the alley, it felt as though the world had emptied, leaving her alone with nothing but shadows. The alley itself was choked with trash bins, broken bottles, and graffiti scrawled across the damp brick walls. A weak light flickered from a failing street lamp overhead, casting long, jerking shadows that seemed to move on their own. Laura hesitated, her heart hammering. For 7 years she had imagined finding answers, imagined the moment she might finally see her family again. But now that she was here, the silence of the alley pressed against her like a warning: turn back before it's too late. Just as she considered retreating, a figure stepped out of the darkness. He was tall, broad-shouldered, with his hood pulled low to conceal his face. Laura froze, every nerve in her body screaming. Then she saw it. Beside him was a girl. A girl with long, tangled hair and a pale face that caught the dim glow of the street lamp. Laura's breath caught in her throat. The girl looked just like Emily, only older. Older by 7 years. Laura's trembling lips whispered her daughter's name. For a moment, the girl stopped, her eyes locking with Laura's. The scar on her chin, the one Emily had gotten as a child after falling off her bicycle, was unmistakable. But instead of joy or recognition, the girl's face was blank, almost cold, as though she didn't remember, or didn't want to. Laura's heart shattered as the man gripped the girl's wrist firmly, pulling her closer into the shadows. He leaned down and whispered something in her ear, and the girl obediently lowered her gaze. Before Laura could move, speak, or even scream, the hooded man tugged Emily deeper into the darkness of the alley. Within seconds, they were gone. Laura lunged forward, but the silence swallowed them whole. The only sound was the rain dripping from the gutters above, and the faint echo of footsteps fading into the night. Standing alone in that alley, Laura realized she hadn't imagined it.